Hello there everyone and welcome back to Empire Total War with the Imperial Destroyer mod, and we're playing as the Dutch. Last time around, of course, we captured Paris. And since then, nothing much has happened. There's been some incursions by this French army. It's really annoying, in fact, because they're so close to the border that they're actually within Munster's territory, so I can't directly attack them, which is pissing me off, quite frankly. I was able to thrash them in one battle, but they keep moving along the border, jumping in, attacking places like that, so that's a bit annoying. Other than that, it's not going really well for France, I can tell you that. If we're looking at their new capital, Strasbourg, they have bankruptcy 15. I don't know if that means that they've got run in like losing money for 15 turns. Bankruptcy 150. Losing 135 wealth per turn. France is not doing well economically. However, I have decided to... yes, I should also say, because I looted Paris and I got so much money, one thing that I forgot to do was to spend that money quickly, because the thing is, if you store up such high amount of money compared to what you make per turn, you actually start to incur inflation, which makes sense, right? So I was able to get quite a lot of inflation, and yeah, we saw that, and I was making minus 8,000. That is because I thought this episode was going to be revolving around trying to create a revolution. We're also experiencing some bankruptcy, and I've been able to maneuver it in such a way that the ruling classes, the high class of public order, is minus now compared to the lower order. A lot of that has to do with the fact that we recently had an election, which caused, this president, he has no stars whatsoever. He stutters and he's slow, so nothing gets done. And well, I guess that would favor the conservatives or the ruling classes, because they don't want anything to change. But then I've moved the different guys around so that we have a lot of them that are cause problems with the upper classes, and to lower. The thing was, what it was hard for me to find ways to piss off the ruling class. So what I did was I made sure that the lower classes, I made good for them more so than I did for the ruling classes, and then I turned everything to shit. And so, like, if you imagine that the ruling classes got 10 points, and then the lower classes got 15, and then I tanked everything by minus 12, that means that the ruling classes go minus, while the peasants still stay at 3 points. So that was my plan. A lot of areas, though, because of this, means that we have ruling classes angry everywhere, even with exempt tax. We've got it on here. Everyone's angry. Also, I should say, for one turn, I was able to turn around the religious problem, so we actually gained Protestantism for one turn, but then it turned back into Catholicism. So I don't know what's going on there, really. I guess Spain gets so many different stuff that improves their religion. I'm pretty sure it is that one feature of the mod that I'm not using that I could use to kind of... because we get the religious or the culture point thing that turn up here telling me how many culture points. And at this point I have like 3,000. And I don't know how you spend them, but I imagine if I could spend them, I could spend them on increasing religion or whatever. So, like, the potential for something to be done is there. I just don't know how to use them. Like, there's 3,000 culture points, and I don't know what to use them for. Anyways, it looks like we're going to be able to turn it into, I guess, constitutional monarchy. This is the first thing that comes around. And then if I want to go, and then I'll have to do another revolution to get it to absolute monarchy. But we might just, given that this is rather difficult and upsetting to the entire country, we might stay at constitutional monarchy rather than going full on absolute. Also, these different, the absolute and they infer some minuses in terms of the money you make. There's also a bug that I recently kind of noticed, that at this point I've actually made peace with Arcot, and that would mean that they're no longer blocking the port, but they are in fact somehow, or the port is somehow being blocked, so I'm not making anything out of there. Same with, I notice also over here, this port hasn't been blocked for like turns and turns, but for some reason it's blocked. I'm hoping it's because that I'm building up the port, but otherwise it's kind of shit. Also with the fact that the French are losing hemorrhaging so much money due to the fact that they're bankrupt, means that it should be quite possible to go ahead and snatch a lot of their colonies. So take this. I'm not going to retake this because dealing with the gold is just not worth it. I can't imagine how the Spanish are doing. They have tons of gold in the New World. And then, like, trying to take some areas here, possibly. The thing, though, is I'm pretty sure that if I start taking areas in this area, we'll come to blows with, at this point, my best ally, Great Britain. So I'm not entirely sure I want to do that. Anyways, for today's battle, we're gonna start with Newfoundland, which might be the only one, depending on... The problem is I've quite a lot of these, like the Battle of Paris that video turned out to be an hour long. I don't know if you guys like that kind of long form videos. Usually 30 minutes is kind of fine for what I think is done. So because of bankruptcy, they of course haven't been able to pay, so tons of troops have left this army, but I thought we'd test out. And they're laying siege currently, but they don't have a lot of men, so we're going to attack out and crush them. And we're going to see how well my native auxiliaries do against the French. Yeah, we've got 4,000 then, and he's only got 1,000. I mean, to start, when he started off way up here in the Montagnais, or yeah, whatever this place is. When he started up there, he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units. So that's what that would have been 3,200 men of militia, then plus the cavalry. So he would have had about a little bit more than us, I think. But they all starved down to 1,000. Enough of that, though. Let's go ahead and strike them down, shall we? Another problem that I've actually been having is, which I thought was just in Darth mod, is that the Ottomans take a long time to do their end turns. I did one yesterday, and I started actually a timer, but I let it run up to 7 minutes, and then I just walked away from the computer because I couldn't sit and wait there for so long. I'd started doing something else. So those turns are taking forever for some reason. They were already taking quite a long time in this mod, and suddenly the Ottomans do even more. If I recall correctly from Darth mod, it is because the Ottomans kind of have tons of splintered out units around kind of the Jerusalem, or I guess more Lebanon area, and they just walk around all over the place, and that means that the game just lags the F out. Anyways, what I'm gonna do here is we've got the fort behind us, the enemy in front of us. I'm gonna sneak up the natives as close as we can, and then we're gonna charge them straight at the lines, cut them up, And then, as a backup line, we're gonna have the militias run up and fire at the enemy right afterwards. I should actually move them closer. And then, back here, we'll keep these guys, just in case I need to retreat into the fort, because maybe the enemy doesn't spawn here. Maybe they... Oh, wait, that is... Normally they get kind of an L shape. But now they only got that. Huh, okay. Then maybe I don't actually need them that far back. Right, there we go. Let's go ahead and start. Very small units here. We're gonna get the natives to start moving forward. These will be sent to that area. The militia will move to the edge of the hill. So they'll be able to stand here and fire down onto the enemy. So as we can see here, the natives are actually able to hide in the tall grass, although I don't know exactly how that works, because they're completely brown. It's just 10 shades of brown. It's nice though they've removed the coat that they usually have. They usually had those the coats of the country, which kind of looked a bit iffy. Right, so we're getting closer to this. I don't know how far or how close. Okay, now this one's been discovered. That probably means they're all being discovered. I'm gonna tell these guys to run. You're gonna charge here. And get everyone into position. Oh, they're firing at the natives. I think the cavalry is really gonna be the problem here. Oh, the French are running over here. We're firing from the back there. Oh, cavalry throwing natives all around. What a mess. The French are still holding strong on the right side. We're shooting quite a few of our own natives here. Okay, we ran over that unit with only 9 survivors. The French are trying to hold back the hordes. I bet the militia wish they had bayonets at this point. The tomahawks come flying. This went a lot better than I thought. Oh, there's a unit. Charge that one now. And then you're stuck on the general's bodyguard. Okay, the general's bodyguard might be too tough for my natives to kill. So let's just run and see if we can drag the general's bodyguard in front of the firing line, getting him shot down. Then the natives, they're fast. Fast as fuck, boy. These natives. Good runners. French general right in front of the firing line. Oh yeah, he was already shot down a long time ago. It's just a bodyguard left. Okay, not every native is that fast. This guy was kind of slow. No one noticed me, but I was late. Oh, the entire unit had to reform just to fit him in. So I guess they did notice. God damn it, Timmy! You're always late. And there we have it. So, out of our 4,000 men, we lost 500. I imagine most of those are natives. And the enemy, deploying 950 men, lost 875, leaving only 75 men left. And what comes down to it, it's the native auxiliaries that kill the most. Followed by the militia, followed by the generals, whom I managed to kill 4. I don't know how that works. Because it's... I guess... I don't know, actually. No one ever got close to the general. He was all the way in the back. And those garrison regiments managed to kill as well. Guess maybe someone ran through, retreating to the back. I don't know. Ah! Some of them survived. I'll send my natives now to kill them. There you go. And boom. They were able to kill quite a few there. A lot more than they lost, but the unit is now gone. Given that I am kind of having a financial problem, even though the natives do not actually cost me that much, I should send them up here just to burn stuff. Or maybe I should load them onto a ship and send them up there. Maybe. But no, I guess we'll disband them. We don't need them any to... Oof, we do actually. The area is very unhappy. I'm gonna make so little money, but hopefully that will only just add on to the fact that we're about to start a revolution. With that, I'm thinking just because there's so much to be done to get the revolution going, I'll actually kind of wait, and we'll do that in the next episode. But to add a little bit extra to this one, I was thinking that we'll do the naval battle. So I can't attack these guys, but if I attack these, I'm pretty sure this fleet will be brought out and will join in with the British Navy, and that will be enough to break these. Then maybe I'll split some of these ships, because now I have a really big fleet, and I'll send some of these ships to the New World to take out the Danish fleet, and then also just kind of help out here, and maybe after the revolution is done we could send a force to take these islands to control more of the sugar trade. I see Sweden's here attacking Antigua. Huh, interesting. Trying to take stuff like that. We're still at war with Spain, so we could do campaigns against Spain as well. It would be nice to take like some of the bigger islands here, or just take as many of the islands as possible here. All of them. Control all of it except for what's held by Sweden and the British. Anyways, let's go ahead and start this naval battle. Get this episode over with. Right. So the French has a 40-gun frigate. It's broken down. They're gonna bring in 3 of these 54-gun, then a 28 and a brig. We have a massive fleet plus British aid. With that, let's hoist the sails and fly to battle. And here we have our massive Dutch fleet. As you can see, I've actually grouped the ships today, so I mean, it takes a while for me to listen, but eventually I'll do. So I've grouped them together. We've got the 58 gun ships in one group, we've got the 48 in another, and then 2 smaller ones with the brigs and the frigates. So I didn't really plan for where the reinforcements were going to come in, so that was a bit of a mistake. But what I'm doing is I'm sending the 2 smaller groups, the brigs and the 28 gun frigates, after this ship, which is broken down as we can see. It's only left with 37 guns and 91 crew. I bet these are the ones that the British fleet is gunning for as well. They're sending their sloop straight ahead, followed by 2 fourth rates, the Albany and Dido. One thing that I do notice though is now that my admiral and his group needs to kind of hold up, because half of the group is now splintered all over the place because the smaller group moved through, And also I kind of want the bigger ships to run into battle with the enemy first. So we'll wait for them to kind of gather up here. It's mostly because these are also 54 gun ships. It's going to take a while until we get to battle, so I'll just steam through that, as it were. And then we'll rejoin once the battle starts. The small fleet is now coming to bear with the Diane. Tell these one to turn around. Oh yeah, if you didn't notice, I have now been able to mod in new sounds for the guns. So you might be able to tell that. There is no longer the vanilla sounds. Ooh, how have you lost the mast already? I did not notice that, but his forward guns to the front of the ship must have fired and cut the that was one lucky shot. We're turning around to get the entire fleet now going this way, and it looks like the big ships and the 48 guns are about ready. So we'll run up on either side of the enemy and blast that fleet to shit. What are they doing here? Is the sloop is doing bunch of damage, while my fleet is all over here, not doing anything really, or nothing much. For these, it might be easier not to have them in groups, because right now they're kind of all over the place. And they're taking way too long to chase this guy down. He's gonna be able to run up to this fleet and get shot by that before he ever gets these guys catch up to him. They're way far away. Although it looks like the sloop is doing this guy no favors. Huh, he's even running away from the sloop. Now the two big fleets are about to come to bear on each other. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell the fleet to kind of slow down. And as the enemy is turning this way, I'm gonna tell the fleet, this fleet, to actually turn around like that. To already... Oof! A lot of nasty shots going in towards the Admiral. No cannons lost and only one crew, but that's a lot of heavy shot from those bigger ships coming at him. We should tell this fleet also to start turning already, so it gets that turn in around. As these two fleets come to bear with each other. Also really odd weather. With this kind of reddish. Makes it quite hard to see what's going on at long range. Heavy shot falling in on this guy. Maybe I will start moving them too soon, because now this one's actually moving away without actually being able to fire on anyone. Although I don't think that's gonna matter too much, because I've got plenty of more ships to turn in on the enemy. Alright, so now the 48 guns are kind of out of range, most of them. They're not... Well, he is being able to fire on this guy, which is kind of stuck, and he's gonna have all of mine pass by. This guy having a little bit of trouble going that close to the enemy. Let's see what's going on here. The sloop is boarding? Yeah, the sloop tried to board a ship. I don't think that's gonna work out for them. Really cool uniforms on the British Marines here. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going too well for the sloop. Not sure what they thought they were doing that with that, but oh, they're both. Oh, they actually got them to surrender. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's Hornblower that's in charge of that sloop. Who else would be able to take a sloop and take out a 40-gun frigate? That's insane. Although, even though the frigate was kind of broken down. Right, let's see. I don't know, I think we should stop the lead ships and turn them around. And individuals start ordering these guys around. That guy is not going to go anywhere. Actually do that. Start shooting at this. Why am I seeing that? Is that the oh, the British sloop! It's gonna board. It's gonna continue boarding. That's damn. The British are way overconfident in their navy. They think that ooh, you have lost quite a bit of hull on that side. I'm gonna turn you guys around. Try to come in front of these. There's lots of shots going everywhere. Even with this new kind of battle strategy, it's still... Actually, you should be going that way then, because that's the way enemy is going. But they're going straight into the wind. Here comes these guys. Turn that way. You should also be turning that way. So this one I'm a little bit worried about. He's lost a lot of hull there. Ooh, nasty shot. He shot him, his friendly ship as well. What a mess. There we go, this one's routing. Yeah, I'm worried about this guy. Just try to get him out of the fight before he sinks. He's taking very heavy shots. Raking shots. Maybe it's a bit loud, isn't it? Yeah, maybe I should lower the sound just a little bit, because these cannon sounds are very loud. And maybe I should actually do that then. Let's affect master a little bit. So not like completely burst our air drums with those cannon shots if I want to go for a close-up. Actually, these guys can kind of sit here. Fire at the enemy. Come the British joining in the fight. Now this one is kinda protected, but he's gonna still head out of there. And my small frigates pass through the fight. I'm gonna actually order you to hold right there. You can fire up the side of this guy. Actually, we're gonna be able to pass him. You should turn this way. Go around him. If you pass through, these two should be able to open fire, and I'm gonna hold you. Let's slightly advance these. You're gonna turn around like that. Okay, we got one French surrendering over there. Got another one surrendering over there. So the French ships that are left is this one. And then these. You know what? I should take the entire fleet. As most of these are... You know what? Let's just break this all up. And get everyone moving to the northeast to attack the ships up there. Pretty sure this one will give up soon enough. He is routing. And then as we close in, these guys are not doing too well. Ah, looks like this one's sinking, actually. It's taking on water. It's not doing very well. Yeah, it's listing heavy in the water. It's almost like it's... yeah, it's running up completely. Yeah, he's sinking. It's a shame. I would take that money. Looks like this one's kind of sinking as well, isn't he? A little... no, he's not. He's taking on a little bit of water though, you can see. It's almost like he's completely like frozen in place because he's not bobbing like the other ships are. He's just completely stuck there. Right, what ships are left? This one. What if I switch to canister here? What will that do? Will that be able to decrew this ship enough? And that was enough to win the battle. Hooray! And there we have it. We deployed 17 ships towards the enemy's 6. They actually only lost 1, 4 remaining, and 1 captured. Huh. That's not that much of a brilliant fight. What ship did... the Diane was captured. I'll get 750. I'd probably... it's gonna cost me more to repair this fleet, unfortunately. And I'll be out of money pretty soon, so I might not be able to repair it at all. Ah, the ones in port. No, they got destroyed as well. Huh. Since I'll be losing the French province soon enough anyways, I want to get rid of France's ability to rebuild their ships. Reason why I've built fisheries along the coast here. To hamper their trade. And so on. And also why I turned the pleasure palaces into workshops down in the south. I mean, with the, when they take this back and it becomes their capital again, all this bankruptcy is going to transfer. War awareness, I mean, they're looking at the revolution already. So we'll have 2 revolutions going on at the same time, just because of all the devastation in the area. However, as that will take quite a few end turns and maneuvering, I think we're going to leave that up for the next episode, and hopefully what I'll do is I'll set it up so we'll start with the Glorious Revolution. But with that said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.